What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about Bitcoin today, BTC USD. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, you guys, and let's get into it. Okay, it is the 24th day of August, and here we are at about 114.7K with 10 hours left in the day. We're not getting the bullish weekend that we were looking for, and that's okay. To be fair, this drop didn't happen as fast as I thought it would either. We were expecting originally that we'd go down to about 114.5K, but as we've moved down, the liquidations have kind of shifted down to this 113.5K area, so we're still holding out for that. We don't need to go down there just because there's a bunch of longs to be liquidated, about $2.6 billion in the past week, let alone more over the past month to be liquidated down there. Doesn't mean that we have to go there, but it wouldn't be too crazy, right? At this point in time, it looks like we're just finding support at prior resistance, and we could be moving up. But looking at this here on the 1 hour time frame, I think if we were to find support here like this, we had hopes that this was support and that we would continue to move higher. But if we were to find support, this support doesn't look like it's supporting. If I can just speak frankly, it seems as though now we're grinding out this area, and I would expect that we break down. So while that was a nice little bit of hope there, we had a nice bounce off the oversold zone. We didn't do much with it. Whenever you have nice things and you don't do nice things with your nice things, you tend to do not nice things, and the not nice things are to the downside. I want to put up some other indicators here. Let's see. It is possible that we could bounce off the oversold zone. It is possible that the stochastics could cross up, but they do look kind of bearish at the moment. And the MACD crossed below the zero on the 1 hour where we were looking for it to bounce. You had all these good things set up for you, man. It really did make sense that we would bounce here, but looks like that 113.5K area is where we're going to go after all. If we take this from a relative low to a relative high, and it's probably because it's the weekend, right? You made that bounce on a Saturday. It's the weekend. There's not a whole lot of volume, so come down to your golden ratio, 113.8, 113.4. Might as well be the second one because that'll clear out all these longs, and then we'll pile on more shorts. We will decimate the longs, and we will start to recover and move higher from there. A little bit of caution, I suppose, that I should mention too is I've heard a lot of people. I shouldn't say I've seen a lot of posts on X.com from various analysts saying the exact same thing that I'm saying now, right? And that's not how I do my analysis. I don't take notes from other people and then copy them. I'm just saying they're seeing the same stuff I'm seeing through whatever means. And it's not through the Fibonacci. It's through prior resistance here, liquidation levels, whatever it might be, right? Other indicators, trends, stuff like that. And whenever everybody's expecting one area, typically you either don't hit that area or you blow through it. So if we do go lower, and again, we haven't talked about this in a couple of days, but back here I was talking about it basically on every single video for a couple of days there. If we do see some kind of flash crash, everything's going to be fine. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. Everything's going to be fine. It might be intense for a second. Maybe we slip down to 110K, 108K, and then we come back up in the same day or within the next day. You know what I mean? It's not going to be this long-lived thing. I'm not calling for a flash crash. I'm just more putting us on notice that it's a possibility, because sometimes right before Bitcoin's about to do stupendous things, we shake out the markets with one final kind of quick dump down, and then we recover too. So if something, again, the call is to bounce at 113.4K, 113.8K, somewhere in that area. That's the call I'm making. Not that we're going to get a flash crash. But if we get a flash crash, I'm just talking about it because I want you guys to be aware, right? It's one thing to consider it as a possibility. It's another thing to make the call. But if I'm saying we're going to bounce here, no ands, ifs, or buts, that's holding, don't even talk to me. If it goes below, we're screwed. Well, then if we go below and we do a big flash crash, people might panic. I don't want to incite panic, right? And that's why we're talking about this. It's not to incite panic or tell you that this is my expectation, but so that if it happens, it'll be over just as soon as it begins. Okay, it's going to be something that's very intense and short-lived. But I'm not expecting that. That's not the expectation at the moment. It's just something that, again, in environments like this where we're looking for the low, I think it's important to be aware of. Okay, and there's not really any signals most of the time that you're going to get a flash crash. Most of the time, right? It's generated by like news events. Looking at this on the RSI, we rejected the overbought zone. Here we are at the 50, which is a nice area to bounce, but we did bounce here and we did nothing with it, right? Go lower, find support at the 40 probably. Stochastics found support at the 50, that's nice, but you did nothing with it. Go lower, find support somewhere else, or maybe just consolidate here, whatever. The MACD is ready to cross above the zero. I think because it's the weekend, we've had a hard time it looks like tomorrow, Monday, and going into the rest of the week, we should have a phenomenal time. I mean, we're breaking above the zero here. The tips are about to kiss. When they do that, typically we bounce, right? If we're in a bullish situation, we bounce if we're in a bullish situation. And I would think that we are absolutely in a bullish situation here. There's no volume coming into the downside. This is just a weekend dump. And then we had a lot of volume coming in to end the week here. I think that there's a solid chance that we see new all-time highs this next week by the end of the month of August. And we might not be up as high as I was thinking we would be in the beginning of this month, where I thought we'd be at like 140 to 150K. But you never know. We could see this thing move at a stupendous pace. That's for damn sure. Looking at this here, just for example, like this is kind of your first move breaking out of this trend here. From a low to a high, let's just like a relative low, get that move encapsulated there. If we saw the same thing here, and that'd be about 127K, 130K. We'd have to see a pretty powerful move, more powerful than anything we've seen since April, really all year, to the upside. And even then, I doubt that we get to 140K by the end of the month. But I still do believe that we'll be at new all-time highs, probably working our way up there, meandering, and then inevitably the target area, of course, by the end of September, if not sometime in October, which is becoming a much more possible outcome as the days go on and we're just still hanging out here, would be about 180K. $180,000, give or take $10,000 in either direction. I don't have anything else that I want to say. All the indicators look good. We look like we're ready to move up. We're just not doing it yet, and I attribute that to the weekend blues, okay? Hopefully we don't get this cross on the daily. We bounce off of this area. It's okay if the blue crosses. It's even okay if the orange line crosses, but you don't want to cross too far, right? Like that was a bounce. That's nice. You want it to persist more than this, hopefully, but you just don't want it to go too far down, because if it does, well, that possibility that we go down below 110K just kind of goes up. But I got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all. Take care of yourselves. All right. Bye-bye.